If you're new to this channel, I would like to invite you to subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave a like and a comment. Before you here on this table is some of the Festool products that I own. As I stated previously, I do not hate Festool. Actually, generally speaking, I'm highly impressed with their products, and I've been using their products for a long time. I like the way they work as a system. I especially like the dust collection that they try to incorporate into all of their tools. And as a professional, I like the fact that the tools make my job easier, helps to keep the work site cleaner, and once again, help to protect my lungs. I'm gonna start with the drill. I've owned this drill for more than 10 years. It's a T15+3. It's a drill driver. Even for its time, it wasn't the most powerful drill, but it is the most flexible drill. And even back then, they were boasting Fear iron, which for me, it gives you prolonged battery life. For its flexibility, there was one of the first, if not the first, out there with these interchangeable heads where you can change the angles based on what situation that you was working in. I did a review on a Milwaukee drill driver that basically this is where they got the idea from. This is my old faithful. I plan to upgrade to their newer platform, but this has been old faithful. Very good product. All these different offset driver. Good for getting into tight spaces. Expensive, yes, but again, as a professional, these different attachments make my life so much easier. It's worth it to me. This gives me a great return on my investment. Next thing is my 1400 router. A little bit underpowered compared to its like Milwaukee counterpart. This is about the equivalent of a 2.5 horsepower plunge router. But once again, what you get in feature set makes it worth the price. And really, I can't even tell that it's not exactly 2.5 horsepower. It's very powerful. I never had an issue with it. All these little features, like even to the handle grip. Festool happen to have, in my opinion, some of the best, if not the best, engineers in the power tool segment. The stuff they think about, the ergonomics and so forth, like the adjustment for the plunging, this oversized grip, very comfortable. It doesn't dig into your hands or anything like that. Locks solidly. Rich feature set. Most important thing, dust collection. For edge routing, this little piece goes in here. It locks in. It deflects chip into the dust port. Very good. Anything green serves a purpose. I can eject that just like that. Also, insert same concept, but for guide bushings, for patch routing. It came with several collet size, quarter, half, eighth, and so forth. And I got this in a set, and this is for obviously edge guide. It allows for micro adjustment. This accessory allows you to use this on the guide rail, and also allows for adjustability you want to use for doing dados and so forth. I really like this, along with its accessories. At some point I'll do a deep dive on this, so don't worry about it. There will be deeper explanation in a video that I will dedicate each one of them. But this in a set, and I recommend that you do get it in a set, is actually a very good value in the Festool world. My emotional favorite is the Domino. This is a Domino 500. You use this for making loose tenon joinery. It has a new edition that has come out a few years ago, but the newest edition is a 700. And a lot of people is under the impression that you must have a 700. And that's not exactly true. I intend to get a 700 eventually. More so because, I like it. I like the idea of it, right? But do I need one? No. Just about everything you can do with the 700, you could do with the 500. The main difference is with the 700, they have larger tenons. So you may be able to get away with using one large tenon versus using 2 or maybe 4. Quick example. This bench, the legs and everything, the joinery is done with 4 per each. I guess I'll call it a riser. The uprights on the legs, it's 4 per each. Actually, 8 top and bottom per each. And I've had this for over 10 years. No split, no signs of joinery failure, nothing like that. When I went to do my outfeed table, same joinery construction as this, same concept. So some people say to build a table, you need a 700. No, you don't. You can even build a door with a 700. When I say a door, a front door, using a 700. Some of the smaller joinery I like to use for making even cabinet doors. Makes them extremely strong. You can even use it for miters, for cabinet doors as well. Miter cabinet doors, or casing or anything like that. A whole lot of different accessories. I got this one also as a kit. Different accessories that allows you to do different things that I get into. Now, the one that is my original tool purchase, this has been the best value. This has been, at the time I got it, it was a game changer for me. The idea of being able to do table saw cut quality out on the field to break down large panel goods and so forth with the rails, this whole concept was a game changer. Along with the router too, I got this accessory called the LR32, I think it's called, right? Use this with the router and what they call a holy rail, and I'll do a video on that in the future. And it allows you to do shelf holes, 32 inches on center. So it's great for doing bookcases, cabinets, and so forth, the type of things that I like to make. It's kind of pricey, but it does what it's supposed to do. So that's good. I really like Festool products, but not because I like a product or I like a company. When it has failings, I'm gonna overlook the failings. I don't like people that do that. You know, this is a phenomenon we know as the fanboy. I'm not down with that. A company could have a very good reputation, could, generally speaking, put out high quality stuff, but it could produce something where they miss the mark. I mean, it happens. Or sometimes they can get a little greedy. That happens too. Just because I like the product or just because I like the company, I'm not going to look past that. It's our job as consumers to call them out. Because if we don't call them out, trust me, they will try to get away with as much as they can because that's their job, believe it or not. You know, I don't support that. But remember, in business, typically speaking, they're looking to maximize profit. Okay, they might sell you all type of flowery stuff about they care about you and all that, but generally speaking, for the most part, it's profit first. I'm not saying every company is like that. Definitely not every person is like that. This is probably one of my biggest failing as a business person is that I'm not a business person. In a sense that my conscience, I actually have a real conscience. I can't just blow smoke. One of the accessories that I do not recommend at all, let's put it this way. I will leave the pricing for this. It came in a little kit with a couple other stuff, but this was the featured product for the price of it. I will recommend that you take that money in cash, in paper money, and put it in the fireplace and burn it for heat. Because it will be a better value than this. It doesn't hold. You use it, by the way, you use this with the guide rails, and it's meant to set angles. It's supposed to be a protractor. I kind of fix the flaws a little bit by taking it apart and putting sandpaper so that it stays better. But this thing has an issue where, well, it's very good now the way I have it. But before I had a problem where it does not hold angles. There are products on the market that is vastly superior to this. The dust collector, the whole concept of the dust collector. HEPA filtration, good, very clean, no puff or cloud of smoke coming out the back end. Really like that. The idea that the tools, once again, it's a system. The same hose that goes in the track saw goes in the router, also goes in the Domino 500. The same cord, the plug-it cord, and its twist lock goes. Only time this doesn't translate is based on power. Some of the cables are a little bit thicker. It might use a different connection, but generally speaking, that's the idea. That's the idea with the product. The whole thing is a system. And anything that could utilize the guide rail utilizes the guide rail. Track saw, of course, the router you could put on the track rail. They have a jigsaw. I intend to get a jigsaw. You could use that on the track rail. What else? The Kapex. I have a review on the Kapex. The Kapex is also one of my favorite. After the Domino, it's literally emotionally. The most valuable one to me would be the track saw, then the Kapex, as far as most valuable, most used. Actually, I use Kapex more than the track saw. So if I was being purely honest, I get the most value out of the Kapex. But the game changer for me was the track saw. And I'll put information so you could check out the review I did. And also I like to do a follow-up on it because I saw a video on YouTube where someone was saying the ergonomics on the Kapex was awkward. It kind of blew my mind. You're probably wondering why it blew my mind. On the Kapex, the handle is on the top, is in line and is above the blade. Kind of like how one would use a hammer. And it's so cool. You could easily use it left or right-handed, depending if you're left or right-handed, or depending on the type of cut situation you're in. These, once again, the engineers are geniuses. Just like a saw. Not like a chopper. You know, some other brands, you operate it like a chopper. You know when I say a chopper, a motorcycle or a bicycle, a chopper, you remember the old school bikes? We don't use a hammer like a chopper. We use a hammer inline. You see the two? Inline. The saw is designed exactly the same way. Ingenious. I hear people talk about sighting down blades. Well, that's kind of cool. But I thought that's what the lasers was for. And there's one of the first companies doing lasers, and they do dual lasers. So you know exactly where the blade is going to fall. And the same thing too. Best dust collection in the market is on their miter saw. So when I tell you something about this product, once again, or any product, but we're talking about Festool right now, it's not out of malice. It's not out of malice. If it has a shortcoming, I'm going to tell you it has a shortcoming. Anything else I could show you? Like, definitely this. They need to do something about this. And they need to do something about that convoluted mess as far as the setup for the MFT. I show you solutions out there, like dashboard and so forth, that'll take care of that. But for what their product costs, for a premium product, that MFT, the whole setup, it does not meet expectation. It does not meet my expectation. I think that's all I have for you today. As I told you, in future videos, I will do separate reviews that will go in a little bit deeper into the functionality, showing examples and so forth like that. But I just wanted to give an overview and to get the idea out of people's heads that probably may think that as a company, I have something against Festool, or I have something against Festool products. Thanks for watching this video, and have a great day. Stay safe in the shop. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to be notified when new content is dropped on this channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and drop a comment down below.